We started off by talking about the privilege that we call normal. To all my people that rock with Trap and Tools, is welcome, welcome, welcome. This is live. We're in Atlanta. Everybody give a round of applause. I love it. 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 And I want us to understand the importance of what we're doing here tonight. I want us to understand that this is not just us gathering to be motivated. This is us gathering to get some money. And in my heart, I feel that, I have what it takes to deliver a message that can help us move the needle to make some money. I want us to embody what it takes to make some money. How can we live in a society of trillion-dollar companies? How can we live in a society of men worth hundreds of billions of dollars and we okay with living check to check? Why is education one of the biggest debts to society that America has? How can we be okay with onions and herbs when there's manna falling from the sky and there is a land of milk and honey? I want us to understand that we have to eradicate what we have normalized and what we have championed, and we have to negotiate a new contract. And when I say negotiate a new contract, I want us to look at the things that we say is success. I want us to look at the people who we say are successful. I want us to look at the harsh truth, and I want us to understand that we owe a debt to our forefathers and our foremothers because they had a vision and we have fallen short of that vision. That's a harsh truth. It's time for us to reaffirm certain values. It's time for us to reaffirm certain blueprints that we have. It's time for us to do that. And I want us to understand that there's a freedom, there's a wealth equality, and there's a liberation that we are all entitled to once we access a certain amount of information. Now, as hard as that may sound, we are all capable. As brutal, as gruesome as a reality that all our people have went through, I want us to understand that we are in position, we have more access to information than any generation that came before us. I want us to understand that our fathers and our mothers did the best that they could do for us, no matter what color you are, but understand that a working class poor is a working class poor. I want us to understand that check to check is check to check and it's bare minimum. I want us to understand that we have the opportunity to leverage not just our lives, but we have the opportunity to change the dynamic of our family, and we have the opportunity to turn our last names into assets, but only if we take the opportunity serious. I want us to understand that we have normalized a privilege, but we haven't taken full advantage of it. And I know we tune in every week, and I understand that America always puts things in front of us to make us smile and to make us spend money. But at what point do we have the discipline to say, I see beyond it? At what point do we transition from being a financial prey to being a financial predator? At what point do we say that no longer will I be the person who lives from check to check? No longer will I be the person who is a part of the 61% of Americans who don't have $10,000 saved. No longer will I subscribe to that. The same way we unsubscribe to certain YouTube channels, the same way we unsubscribe to Netflix, the same way we gotta unsubscribe to certain behaviors, we gotta unsubscribe to certain mindsets, and we gotta break ourselves free. There's a structure that we must put in place. There's an opportunity for us to take advantage of. There's a position that we must be in, but we can never be in position because we are around people who making a lot of noise. And I'm going to tell you something. It's hard, no matter how much information you have, it's hard to be the difference maker in your environment if you are always subscribed to the noise. The noise is loud. The noise changes our perspective. The noise plants the seed of doubt. The noise makes us become normal to what everybody else is doing. How do you separate yourself from the noise? And so every time we come to Trap and Tuesdays, I want to be the person, y'all heard me say before, I want you to be the person that you come here and now you put the cotton in your ears. I want you to understand that this is an opportunity like no one else has had, but I also want you to understand that you blow the opportunity, then the opportunity then becomes adversity. The opportunity then becomes a challenge. The opportunity then becomes an anchor. The opportunity then becomes missed. And if not you, then who? I want you to ask yourself, if not me, how many generations will come after me before there's another opportunity? So when I look at myself, when I look at Trap, I had to look before me and I said, I saw what my grandmother did. I saw what my mama did. I saw what my great grandmother did. Damn, it's my turn to do something different. My grandmother went to prison. My mama went to prison. I went to prison. That means I got a daughter. That means prison don't discriminate. If I don't do something right, what that mean for her? So I had to be the disruptor. I had to change the norm. I had to change the mindset. I had to change the blueprint, and I had to change the actionable steps that's being taken. My question to you is, are you that person? And if you aren't that person, where does your family be if you do not take action? It's not about motivation. It's about me planting a seed to make you know you are the one. And I don't care how old you are. I don't care what you've been through in life. I want you to understand that you can alter the facts. I want you to understand that you can rewrite the future. I want you to understand that the consequences of building wealth is a lifetime of freedom. I want you to normalize freedom. I want you to normalize opportunity. I want you to normalize execution. Because when we do that, we set a different precedent. Are you the outlier? Are you the person that has the keys that frees your family? Because I took sole ownership of it. I took that responsibility. I bared the burden. I said, you know what? I'm going to put my cousin on. I'm going to put my little cousin on. I'm going to put my daughter mama on. I'm going to put my friends on. I'm going to bear that burden. And I understand that they don't have the information, so now I got to keep learning so they can have, so I can rob them of the excuse of saying, well, I don't know what to do. I want to rob my people of the excuses. I want to rob them of the excuses. I don't want to give them the opportunity. I don't want to give them that advantage of saying, well, this is, because a lot of us lean on that. So what if I'm at the prison? So what if I dropped out of school? So what? What is the hand that you dealt? Poker is a game of bluffing. And I'm going to be real with you. They done bluffed a lot of us off our square. They done told us a couple stories and we done bought into the story. Because if you tell a lie long enough, at some point, somebody gonna start to believe it. How many lies have you accepted? So tonight I want to ask you the question, are you the one? And if you are that one, I want you to stand on it, and I want you to stand in it, and most importantly, I want you to represent it. Tootie, turn the beat up, let's go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tapping Tuesdays, episode 54. There you go. There you go. Tootie's my transformation means we go from where we are, we go from who we are, and we go into something new. I want you to kill the gazelle and give birth to the lion. Yep. I want you to kill the gazelle. Y'all know E.T. my mentor, so I'm going to use this metaphor in a way, but I'm going to use it a little different. E.T. said every day the lion gets up and he chases, and the gazelle gets up and he runs. For me, I studied that a little bit more, and I realized that even when the lion don't make the kill, the lion gets the data on the things that the gazelle likes to do to get away. And once the lion takes in the data, now he can cut the gazelle off. Now she can cut the gazelle off. And so now when the gazelle hop, the lion wait for it to go low. The gazelle only knows escape. The lion understands attack. I want you to understand that every day you got to get up and attack and not run from. You got to run to. That's what I learned. So every day I get up and I'm like, yo, I'm chasing this life. Every day I'm in chase mode. Every day I'm in conquer mode. And then one day me and E.T. were talking about something, and he told me about the most successful hunter in the wild is the wild dog. And I said, well, damn, I need to understand why is the wild dog the number one hunter. I'm thinking the whole time it was the lion. And so me and Jose in a group chat, and I done went to look up the stats. I said, Jose, here's why the lion, the wild dog is the number one, because it don't hunt by itself. As a matter of fact, it hunt with the most. The lion is, if we being realistic, the lion is like number 8 on the list. Because even though the lion hunts in a pack, it only hunts with like 8. The wild dog hunts with 30, 60. But I dig a little deeper in that. I say it gotta be more than just the numbers. And here's what I learned. The wild dog has a 90% ratio of not just devouring the prey, but from a wealth perspective, the wild dog doesn't kick nobody out of the tribe. I say, that's it. I say, Jose, that's the glue. Because even as a lion, once the lion gets too big, the daddy kicks him out. Because you gonna challenge me, to take over this pride. The wild dog said, no, I need you to be here. I need you to go on the hunt. I need you to get bloody. But also, I need you to understand what it takes to keep the family at the top. And it made me realize that on our journey, a lot of our parents, but not mine, because my mom was in prison, but we heard to get out of my house at 18. We heard to get out of my house at 21. As a 40-year-old adult, I'm just not understanding life. What the hell an 18 or 21-year-old gonna understand about living? So I learned from the wild dog right in that moment that family is everything. I understand that if I get the information, I gotta pass the information down. Because the lion, yeah, it gets the information to the other lion, but then you gotta leave the house and go get it on your own. The wild dog said, nope, you get the information, you stay in the family, so when I'm gone, you can keep passing the information down so we can stay the number one hunter and not the lion. I said, oh, that's big. I said, that's big. But the next thing I learned that was important was a family that eats together. I want y'all to listen to that. So the wild dogs, when they go hunt, they break down the food equally. So even when they go make a kill, even the little puppies get to eat the same with the big dogs get to eat. But their goal is to hunt multiple times a day. So that tells me something too. They ain't never satisfied to everybody full. They ain't satisfied to, like, I ain't trying to spoon feed you. I want you to feel what it's like to have a heavy belly. I want you to feel what it's like to when we take advantage of the opportunity. I want you to feel what it's like to go hunt and eat. But just because you full, it ain't enough. We got to make sure everybody eat. I want you to understand whether it's the male or the female, everybody got to eat. I want you to understand just because you've been doing this a little longer than me, that I ain't above you. Everybody eat. What the lion does is the big dog get the majority share. So now everybody else is workers. That's not equality. That's how you build resentment. So it's the reason why he got to kick the other lions out, because he know because you've been spoon feeding me, when I get the opportunity, I'm going to kill you. I don't care how old you is. But the wild dog said, because you fed me, if something happened to you, if you can't go hunt, I'm going to still make sure you eat. Jose, I don't think they got that. I want you to understand that because I got the information, I say, cuz, this how you eat. And I got mad at him when we wasn't eating. I just put a text. I say, if you in this family or if you in this group, if you not making money and I got people that's in my groups making money, you either got to get out of this group or you got to start making money. You got to get off around this company or you got to start making money. You can't be a part of this bloodline. You can't be a part of this family and saying, I don't know how to invest. You got to get out. Because either you don't want it or you lazy, and we ain't got no, because we got to hunt together. And we only as strong as the weakest liability. And I want you to see me doing it. I'm going to give you experiences so you take pride in going hunt. I want you to fly first class everywhere we go. I want you to eat at 5-star restaurants everywhere you go. I want you to drink different things. I want you to understand there's honor in going hunt. I want you to get used to something. I won't change your palate up. Because now you're going to take pride in the hunt. The wild dog is going to always be the #1 predator in the land because they take pride in the hunt. Tootie, let's go.